Hey. Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom. What's up, family? Shalaki for the tardiness. Shalaki for the tardiness. Just had a few things we was discussing with the brothers. Got caught up in the time frame, but we in the house. What's happening? Let me catch up here. Let me catch up here. All right, shalom, fam. What's happening, y'all? 9 minutes later. Good lord. Hey man, we struggling over here, man, for you two to cooperate, man, and play nice, But you know how I go. You know how I go, good brother. They always be trying to hate on your brother. It is what it is, though. There you go, man. Happy feast of unleavened bread to you, good brother. Shabbat shalom to the family, man. The Amawath and the fam. What's happening, y'all? Blessings to you. Blessings to my brother Byron down there. Karatazar in the house. Shalom to you, good brother. McQuab in the house. Shalom, shalom. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's right. All praises. Whether you kept it the day before, day after, day of, we all in the spirit of the feast. However, it's the fourth day. It's the fourth day. Fifth day begin this evening. Lord willing. Lord willing. Yeah. Let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. You see the scroll down there? 200, man. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, man. We didn't crack the 200 mark. The 200 mark of DSTM, man. That's a lot of content, a lot of information, man. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, man. Y'all been in the house for 200 episodes, man. That's wild. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. The water to all of y'all that have supported me, encouraged me, and encouraged the rest of the brothers at MOTC to continue on in this work, man. Waving the flag of truth to wake our people up to salvation, man. Everybody doing their part, man. Did you wipe your feet, y'all? Did y'all wipe your feet? All of y'all that's coming in here, man. I know y'all know the rules. Y'all know how we get down over here. There is a hey, shalom, Mike. Is that Sean? Sean saying Ron? Let me know if that's you, right? So I can make sure I'm greeting you accordingly, man. Unless there's another Ron. If there's a Ron Coleman. But if that's my brother Sean, holler at me, brother. Rosemary, shalom to you, my sister. No. I know how it goes. I know how it goes. Uh, brother said he got the notification late as well. But the thing was is I logged on late. I was in a meeting with the brothers and I ended up popping in a little late. So I think what ended up happening was when I went live exactly, uh, is that's when people got notified. The advanced notifications they all jacked up. They all jacked up. Ashaya, shalom to you, all right? Shalom, my brothers out there in Tennessee, man. Shalom to you, all right? BOW in the house. All right, look like we good to go, man. We good to go, man. All right. Everybody else, man, as you come on in, man, wipe your feet, man. Show some respect. Would you do that for me, please? All right, hit the like button. As y'all know, man, the algorithms is already tripping. They ain't sending out the notifications. Everybody coming in saying they just getting it, didn't get it. It's all good. It's all good. Um, you know, this beast system we were just talking about it earlier, man. This beast system, man, got fangs and claws and venom and poison and all kind of matters, man. Trying to avoid the madness. But we just got to do what we can. All right. Shalom to the house of Elkanah, man. Hey, the shirt fits nice, man. Say, the house of Elkanah, man, doing good works, man. That's that brother and his wife's works right here, man. They made this shirt for me. All praises. The water to y'all. Uh, let's get to it, man. I don't want to waste too much more time. As everybody keeps coming on in, you already know what time it is. All right. Where's my let's see here. Let's open up. So y'all already know what time it is. We're gonna go. Let's go. Let me share my screen first of all. That will help. Oh, you from Dayton? Okay. All right. All praises. Dayton, Ohio, in the house. Shalom, brother Ron. There's another brother I know named Sean Coleman. I thought he was, you know, had a different handle on YouTube, but you good, my brother. Appreciate you, man. All right, let's get to it then, man. I'm gonna go ahead on and share my screen and get to it. Hold on, what's going on here? Okay, all right. Let's look at this. We're gonna cover a few topics, man. As you can see, man, the rise of the machines, ChatGPT, AI, they're openly acknowledging that this is the next level that they want to implement as far as the takeover is concerned. What Esau is concerned with, the Satan and his wicked devices are going all out right now. At this point in time, when the scriptures say that the man of perdition is going to be revealed, this is why you see Esau, man, just an open and plain sight, man. He's acknowledging everything that he is, as far as being the evil, the wicked, the devil, the abomination, you name it. Everything is all coming out, man. He's not holding back no punches at this particular point in time. And if we're not in awareness and understand what's going on, people are going to get swept away. So let's cover a little bit on this war first. Not a lot going on, more politics, some more war drums beating, a lot more propaganda still going on. But at the same point in time, it's still relevant in regards to what's happening. All right. So it says Russia set to deploy more nuclear weapons in the Arctic under Finland joining NATO. Analysts say Putin will escalate tensions in an attempt to intimidate Europe and the West. So the shuffling around of nukes is happening. Finland just joined NATO. They've got a couple of other countries that's looking to join NATO. We see what's going on with the BRICS nations. We've been covering that ad nauseum for months now. I've been talking about how all the nations are aligning themselves with what side of the fence they're going to stand on, left or right. Finland has just made their acknowledgement that they're going to ride with NATO. Let's look in Revelations 16. Yeah, Kings of Deeds 16. Yeah. So it says, Revelation 16:12, it says, and the sixth angel poured out the vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up. I think plenty of us, or many of us, have seen that right now. The Euphrates drying up now, and it's been going like that for a little while now, but we're seeing that happening. Let me see here. Euphrates River drying up. Let's see what kind of images we can get. Look at this. This is the Euphrates, right? Drying up now. So, according to prophecy, this is one of the things that we should see happen in leading up to end times in World War III, right? So, the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. So So the kings of the East, we're talking about all of these particular nations in the East: China, Russia, um, Taiwan, North Korea, Syria, Iran, Saudi Arabia. Um, all of these particular nations that's rising up in the East. All the ones that we've been reading about, reporting on, seeing what's happening. Hold on, y'all. What's going on with my computer? Stop tripping. All the nations that we've been seeing rise up, right? They're all assembling themselves. We covered that in Joel too. Um, in Joel 3 about the nations coming together, beating their where we at? Let's see, 3 and 9. Joel. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, and let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. So these are all telltale signs that we're seeing in regards to the nations now assembling themselves, getting their weapons together. You notice there's a lot of military drills that's going on, a lot of unprecedented drills that's happening. The sharing of weapons, the selling of weapons, all of these things is happening now. Why? Because the nations are preparing for war. Thus saith the Lord. The Most High told them to do that. They don't have no choice. We can pray all we want to. We need peace. We need, China is just got through meeting up with France. France is now trying to, separate themselves a little bit from NATO, meeting with China on the back end, talking about they want peace. They want China to lead the peace talks with Ukraine. They want energy from China. They want the oil to come from China. France is part of NATO. They looking at selling out, joining themselves with China. With China openly said we're supporting Russia. So what's that mean for France? What are they acknowledging when they trying to meet up with China? Look at this. I'm gonna show that in a second. See all of these? These are all Eastern European countries. France, Belgium, Germany, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary, Croatia, Romania, Ukraine, Russia. These are all the nations. Kings of the East, they're all rising up. And as you keep going further east, you'll see China. You understand? All over here, India. As we're seeing, these particular nations are all coming in cahoots with each other. Brazil, Russia, India, China. You understand? South Korea, here we go. Japan, Taiwan, down here. All of these are players, even the Philippines. We're going to read about a story about them today. All the kings of the East, they're all assembling themselves, beating their plowshares into weapons, so forth and so on. All of them preparing for war. They're already seeing what's going on. Okay. Euphrates dried up. So we're moving in the right timing. See, look at it. Where are we at? See, here we go. China and France issue a joint statement supporting all efforts to restore peace in Ukraine. See, they're trying to let Xi Jinping lead the charge. France is now investing more with China. They're supposed to be on the side of the EU and NATO. Look at them. With lavish treatment of Macron, China's Xi woos France to counter the U.S. See how they do? Moab is slick. Moab is slick. He's trying to separate and draw division within the EU and NATO. And France then bought into it. China's Xi Jinping has given French President Emmanuel Macron an unusually lavish welcome on a state visit, which some analysts see as a sign of Beijing's growing offensive to woo key allies within the European Union to counter the United States. So the headline they can talk about, oh, this is about peace. We want peace in Ukraine. No. Xi Jinping is trying to cause division. He's trying to cause schisms in that body. to go against America. Notice America's always the front runner. I mean, America's always the center of attention. Everybody's always trying to come against America. That's how we know the end of America is near. So that was just one article. I didn't even put that in here today, but that's part of the discussion. Okay. Um, so here we see here, Russia set to deploy more nuclear weapons. So that's the plowshares. That's the weapons getting made. We're seeing all of the everybody's talking about nukes now. We haven't heard about this type of conversation since I guess maybe the Cold War in the 50s, but even that is ills in comparison because that was mostly between Russia and the US. And now we're hearing about multiple nations talking about nukes. Multiple nations now are running particular drills in preparation for war. Okay. So it says the Nordic country officially joined the world's biggest military alliance on Tuesday in a historic realignment of Europe's defenses spurred by Vladimir Putin's illegal invasion of Ukraine. Right. Illegal. Okay. I'm sure all of y'all seen the uprising going on in our land, with the heathen over there, man, tearing up our land. The Palestinians and the small hat community over there, the squatters occupying our land over there wilding out. Well, we know that's prophetic too. Let's get to the classics. Isaiah 1. Your country is desolate, your cities are burned with fire, your land, strangers devoured in your presence, and it is desolate as overthrown by strangers. So we see that our people here are witnessing these things in real time. Our country being desolate. Why? Because the children of the Lord, the true inhabitants of the land, isn't there. It's desolate of the chosen people. But who's over there? Strangers is over there. The heathen is over there, occupying our land since 1948. And prior to that, the Palestinians, the Arabs over there, occupying the land before us after we move up out of there. So they're both squatters. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to call the sheriffs. You know how that works. Somebody get evicted, they still posting up in the apartment or posting up in the house, don't want to leave. You got to call in the authorities, man, to boot them up out of there. Well, the authorities is Yahweh Shine the angels, man. The authorities at 144,000 to get up out of there. They're going to have to be physically removed and destroyed up out of there. You understand what I'm saying? So your cities are burned with fire, your land strangers devour it in your presence. We're all witnessing this. I mean, look. Muslim world must unite against Israel, Drojan says to Iran's Raisi. Well, this is I thought this was the article I had regarding the bombs and the shootings that was going on at the beginning of Passover and Ramadan. But this is an article after those things was taking place. So the Muslim world, you got the president of Turkey. He's aligning himself up with Iran, saying they got to come up against Israel. So that's even more warfare that's being discussed. Two world leaders also discussed the incidences at the Al-Aqsa Mosque and Iranian-Turkish relations. So if y'all seen, I don't know if y'all seen the video, man. Them Israeli soldiers, man, they stormed that mosque. They was beating the hell out of people in the mosque, man. They was in there praying for Ramadan. They launched in the flash grenades inside the mosque, completely desecrated. Not that I give a damn about Islam and their religious practices, because that ain't our custom. But nonetheless, just to see the disrespect and the dishonor. Can you imagine if we was keeping the Sabbath holy, you and your particular congregation, your school, or whatever the case may be, your dwelling place where you're keeping the Sabbath holy, and you're sending up your prayers to the Most High, reading of the scriptures. And here come Esau storming up in there, flash grenading and beating the hell up out of you. I mean, I'd be hot too. I'd be calling for an allegiance to say we got to go up against these guys, man. See, this Turkish president Recep Tayyip Erdogan told his Iranian counterpart Ibrahim Raisi over the phone that the Islamic world should be united against Israel's attacks in Palestine, Turkish media reported. So here's another Another potential war that's arising. Israel is hot right now over there, man. The heathen is over there acting a damn fool. Ezekiel 36. And we'll read verse 5. It says, Therefore, thus saith the Most High Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. And that also was a cut, man, for anybody who's talking about Esau is not the white man. Because any biblical scholar, anybody that reads the Bible, we know that the land of the Most High is Israel. Now, he said that there's going to be people inhabiting that place who were acknowledging themselves as Idumea, which is Edom. Idumea is Greek for Edom. And just look at what the people look like. Simple. What do they look like over there? Oh, okay. Against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession. Well, who's saying that that's their land now? The Balfour Declaration says that belongs to them. Thanks to the Rothschilds and Great Britain and all of that, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. So there we go. They're out here living in our land, and the Most High said that he's against them occupying our land. He's against them over there causing havoc, blood, warfare, so forth and so on. Jump over Ezekiel 7. It says, verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Most High Yahweh came unto me, saying, Also, thou son of man, thus said the power unto the land of Israel. The end is come upon the four corners of the land. So now we're seeing how this land is going to get judged. The nations are rising up. Now that Islam is trying to create a coalition to go against the small hats over there occupying our land. They're already over there in a minor civil conflict going up against the Palestinians. Bombs are being launched. Missiles are being launched this past week. They're storming mosques. Two women got shot. So it's building up over there. And the Lord said the end is coming, man. They got to get up out of there. Reading on, it says, Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. So the Most High is going to visit the land again, okay? And it's going to come through destruction. It's going to come through the destruction of these heathen over there occupying our land. So this is why we see the spirit of war being drummed up and stirred up amongst these other nations, coming against the fake ones over there, the imposters, the chameleons over there, okay? The two world leaders also discussed the incidences at the Al-Aqsa Mosque and Iranian-Turkish relations. The report said the Turkish president also noted the importance to preserve the status of holy areas and emphasized, quote, reasonable thinking in order to prevent further escalation of violence in Israel and Palestinian territory, sources said. Israeli Foreign Minister Eli Cohen then told his Turkish counterpart, Mevlut Cavusoglu, whatever the hell his name is. I'm going to try because I want to work on my pronunciations of these foreign names. Cavusoglu, whatever. The same day that the IDF will respond to any attempt to terrorize civilians. The incident came during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan and on the eve of the Jewish Passover. All right. Chinese military rehearses encirclement of Taiwan. So China's not giving up on Taiwan. Remember, they said by 2027, they're expecting to go invade Taiwan. Now, could that just be a bogus date that they put out there to try to catch anybody off guard and do it sooner than that? Possibly. Who knows? But one thing's for sure, two things for certain. China is hell bent on gaining back Taiwan under its one what they call it? One China policy. The one China policy. That means that Taiwan and is supposed to be still part of China. And the cold thing is the U.S. agrees with that. See, Taiwan annexed themselves and tried to separate themselves from China and said, we're our own independent country now. It's kind of like, let's say, you hear like Texas saying they want to secede from America. They want to have their own independent government and everything else. They don't want to be part of the governmental structure of America anymore. We've heard that before. We've heard about certain states, I think in Portland, Oregon, they talking about seceding and being part of Idaho or something like that. Trying to create their own independent countries within one nation. That's what Taiwan did. And now China's saying, no, you come back on home. You're part of China. So this is where the tensions have arisen. America comes up and says, yeah, we agree with that policy. However, Taiwan's got their lips wrapped around the tit of the great whore, and we're not letting them unlatch. We're feeding Taiwan. So, matter of fact, this is our hoe. In other words, you understand what I'm saying? And China's saying, no, she's supposed to be over here in my stable. And China, in America, being the great madam, the great whore, they're all struggling for Taiwan. And you know how much Taiwan brings to the table in regards to imports. How many things have you seen said made in Taiwan? You understand what I'm saying? So imagine if that now gets deterred and goes back to China. Everything that's made in Taiwan all comes back into the conglomerate economy of China. America's going to say, oh, hell no. We were good with our one-on-one business deals. So even though they agree that Taiwan is supposed to be part of China, they're not going to let that go down because of the allyship and the business deals that they have with Taiwan. So America's going to defend Taiwan, even though they know that they're wrong and not supposed to be doing it. That's the hypocritical nature of Esau. He don't have no problem causing division and strife and stirring up the pot against two of these nations. I mean, this one nation that's divided. And he'll continue it. Just like with Russia and Ukraine. Same thing going on over there. With a lot more politics and propaganda and coercion going on over there. However, America ain't gonna let that go. They can talk about peace all they want to. America is not having it. They're the ones fueling the war. NATO's fueling the war. Peace talks was on the table. America said, no, we ain't talking peace. And they had, what's his name, come out and say it. Zelensky, they had him come out and say it. We're not talking peace. Unless Russia packs up and leaves and gets all the way back, and then maybe we can have a talk. Like he's in a position to make demands. So we see here, China, they're getting ready to running drills and circle. And the question is like, damn, how long are you going to allow somebody to circle you around, running drills, making all these threats before you say, you know what, I'm not even taking a chance. Something's got to give. There's only so many threats as you can take. So many times somebody can push you and poke you and, you know what I'm saying, tease you. And before you turn around and just swing on the bully. I'm wondering if Taiwan is going to do that, knowing that America's standing behind it. Because China is making no bones about what their intentions are. It's just like a snake or some predatory animal that's teasing its prey, circling around it, just hasn't attacked it yet, just hasn't, eaten it and devoured it yet. But you see it's there. You see it's getting ready to make a move. And Taiwan's got to sit back and just keep watching, waiting to be devoured. Somebody's going to make a move. Now, China said, you got to 2027. We'll make the first move by then, unless you want to get cracking earlier. But we see here, China's military is rehearsing the encirclement of Taiwan during the 3 days of military drills. Beijing, which views Taiwan as a breakaway province of China, called the operation a, quote, stern warning to the island's government. The exercises began hours after President Tsai Ing-wen returned from a trip to United States. Now, that was something else, too. The secretary, I think he's the Secretary of State, McCarthy, he went over there to go meet with the president of Taiwan, and China told him, don't come over here talking to them. And, of course, Esau said, the hell with you. I'm going over there. And they went and met in China and said, okay. And this is their results. They said, oh, now they're going to do military drills around Taiwan. So they went over there to go talk and negotiate, and McCarthy and the president of Taiwan met up against China's warnings, and they did. So now China's stepping up their game, doing these drills. Taiwanese Defense Ministry said 71 Chinese military planes and 9 ships crossed the Taiwan Strait median line. The line is an unofficial dividing line between Chinese and Taiwanese territory. One of the ships fired a round from its deck as it sailed from Pingtan Island, China's closest point to Taiwan, Reuters reported. Chinese state media said the military drills would simultaneously organize patrols and advances around Taiwan Island, shaping an all-round encirclement and deterrence posture. It added that long-range rocket artillery, naval destroyers, missile boats, Air Force fighters, bombers, jammers, and refuelers had all been deployed by China's military. So they letting everything go. Long-range rockets and missiles, naval destroyers, missile boats, Air Force fighters, bombers, jammers, refuelers, everything. Letting it be known what's going down. Dropping down to the end, it says, but China sees the island as a breakaway province that will eventually be brought under Beijing's control by force if necessary. President Xi Jinping has said reunification with Taiwan, quote, must be fulfilled. So he's not backing down on that. He's not backing down on that. He wants a unified China so that when they go all in with this new BRICS economy, when they go all in with this war, they want everybody on board, their whole country, right? Including Taiwan. Let's continue. U.S. deploys a guided missile submarine amid tensions with Iran. So China, Taiwan doing their thing. You got Turkey and Iran or Iran. They're lining up, trying to speak against Israel, coming up against Israel. Now the U.S. is deploying guided missiles, submarines against Iran. Well, why are they doing that? Because they see what Iran is doing. We've seen they already made peace with Saudi Arabia. They're making peace with Syria. They're all trying to get in on the BRICS and ride with China and Russia. So now the U.S. is over here. There's a whole lot of posturing going on, man. A whole lot of threats going on. A whole lot of warning shots being sent because everybody is aligning themselves where they need to go, man. All the nations is rising up. The kings of the East is rising up, just like we got through reading in the scriptures. The U.S. is trying to intimidate Iran and telling them, hey, back up. Don't even think about it. Iran's trying to get a hold of some nukes. So you know where they're lining up with. So the U.S. now has deployed a guided missile submarine capable of carrying up to 154 Tomahawk missiles to the Middle East, a spokesman said Saturday, in what appeared to be a show of force toward Iran following recent tensions. The Navy rarely acknowledges the location or deployment of submarines. Commander Timothy Hawkins, a spokesman for the Fifth Fleet based in the Gulf nation of Bahrain, declined to comment on the submarine's mission or what had prompted the deployment. So the commander, when asked, like, what's going on over there? Why are you deploying this guided missile sub over there that can have over 150 Tomahawk missiles, and you taking it over there near Iran? What's going on? He said, hey, no comment. I can't speak on that. You don't want to tip your hand to your enemy. You don't want to tip your hand to what potentially could be, as they're saying, a show of force. They don't want anything to leak out that could lead to somebody accidentally pushing the button. So they're keeping it under wraps. I mean, it can't be top secret if everybody's seeing the subs and knows about the subs going on over there. You might as well say, what's going on? Are you preparing for war? Are you getting ready to prepare an offensive? Are you going on a defensive? What's going on? Oh, we can't speak about that. Don't worry about it. You'll see. You know, that's the mentality that the U.S. is taking. He said the nuclear powered submarine based out of Kings Bay, Georgia, passed through the Suez Canal on Friday. It is capable of carrying up to 154 Tomahawk land attack cruise missiles and is deployed to U.S. Fifth Fleet to help ensure regional maritime security and stability. Oh, maritime security. So the maritime is the seas. Oh, they're supposed to be protecting the seas. Well, where and how are the seas under attack? I can't. Stability. Where's the instability at? I'm wondering where that's coming from. You understand? But America's going over there, posturing and posting themselves up for when things go left. They already got rockets and missiles on deck. Here we go. Massive rocket barrage fire from Lebanon into Israel on Passover. We talked about that earlier. So, like I said, did anybody see that? Let me check the chat. Did anybody see that video with them beating up all the Muslims in there in the mosque? Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see if Al Jazeera got a little video of it. Here they go.
اعملوا في ساحه بعد المحراب اللي هناك كانت يعني الغاز القنابل الصوتيه يعني شيء فوق ما تتصور. وبعدين اقتحموا ضرب عن جنب وطرف، اعتقالات، نيموا الشباب كلها تعمشوها، ضرب بعد ما اعتقلوهن وربطوهن، ضرب.
So they're talking about they were only allowed to gather outside at night. They couldn't be inside the mosque. So the fact that they was in the mosque peacefully in there praying, doing what they need to do, was an ignition for these troops to go in there and storm them. Right. But you see what happened. But look, outside was acknowledging the same things like this to us. Luke 21. Yeah, we know this was about 70 AD, but at the same time, this was a future prophecy as well, because of the fact that our people was going to be experiencing the same things, nothing new under the sun. All right, Luke 21, verse 16. It says, and ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolks and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. Where's the other one? Here we go, up here. Well, let's read this right here, because this is all relevant to what we're reading right now. We'll start at verse 9. It says, but when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. So we know about the end time prophecies, false Christ around. I gotta go up here too. All of this stuff is relevant, man. Unbelievable. And he said, take heed, verse 8, take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach. And the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them. So there's going to be false representations of Yahushua out there. You know, as we're going to see later, between AI, between ChatGPT, deep fakes, voiceovers, you name it, Project Bluebeam, which is the hologram technology that Esau's got that, you know, can make damn near a hologram look real to you. You understand what I'm saying? That's just on the technical aspect, let alone false deceivers coming in the name of Yahushua saying that they are the Christ. There's some cat running around here talking about he's Christ. I mean, there's plenty of them out there, man. All of them look like they just escaped the mental institution. But anyway, there's plenty of them going on there. Some maniac left a comment on our channel last year sometime, talking about you Pharisees and you better repent now because the real Christ is here. And I looked at the dude's page and he's trying to promote some other dude as Christ. Block, get him up out of here. They're out there representing Christ with false doctrines, talking about they believe in you, all of that stuff, man. The deception is going to be on a high level moving forward. Verse 9, it says, but when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. We've been hearing about wars, rumors of wars, commotions, uproars of the people. All of the above have been happening. Verse 10, then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. So we're going to see a massive amount of signs and great wonders that's going to, be coming from the heavens, be it from missiles, bombs, storms, rains, hail, you name it. All coming from the Most High. Earthquakes in diverse places, famines and pestilences. We're seeing all of that coming into pass right now. Right? Nation rising against nation, nationality against nationality. Race wars and igniting, kingdom against kingdom. So whole entire kingdoms are going to be battling against us. In other words, countries battling, right? Verse 12 is the one I want. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. So what we're seeing and witnessing just now, what happened over there with, the Muslims over there in Israel, that's going to be happening to Israel, the true Israelites, worshiping, keeping the Sabbath, following the laws, acknowledging the holy days. The markers are going to be put out there. Who's a believer in that Christ? Who's out here upholding these laws? Who's out here condemning sodomy? Who's out here condemning these, the trans community? Who's out here talking about the white man's the devil? Who's out here talking about salvation is only for the blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics? Who's out here upholding the Bible? Who's reading from the Bible? All of those things are going to be coming to pass. And it said people are going to be getting beat. Brothers going to be getting beat. Women's going to be getting beat. Running around with your fringes on. They're going to say, oh, there goes one. Easily identifiable. Easily identifiable. Matter of fact, last weekend, I was coming out my driveway and I stopped because I seen a sister coming and she's crossing in front of me. It's at night. So I stopped. She walked across. Next thing you know, brother walked right behind her. He got fringes on. I'm like, damn. Israel is waking up for real. I always share this, man. Back in the day, seeing another Israelite, like I always said, like seeing a unicorn. It was rare, few and far between, if at all. Now it's like almost common ground. I'm almost guaranteed to run into another Israelite or somebody I already know in the store, prepping for the Sabbath on a Friday, before the sun's down, or Thursday or something like that. I'm bumping it. Oh, hey, Shalom. Hey, what's up? All right. Preparing for the Sabbath. Yep, you know it. I'm like, damn, okay. That happens at least once a month for me. But that's all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. How do we identify? Oh, brother got them fringes on. Sister got them fringes on. I see. The nation is going to see and understand the same thing. Those that turn against us, the betrayers, they're going to say, oh, yeah, there they go right there. But these are the things that we're seeing them go through, and it's all going to happen in the same fashion. Thus saith the Most High and Yahweh Shai. Verse 13, it says, and it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer. So he said, let this settle into your hearts. Let this settle into our minds. This is what it's going to be. We can't pray for a different outcome. Can't pray, man, hopefully this doesn't happen. The Lord said, get your heart right, get your mind right, because this is what's going to happen. Not to meditate before what ye shall answer. So he said, don't sit back and try to figure it out. Why? Verse 15, for I will give you a mouth of wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. So if we're moving in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, we're moving in the spirit of the Most High and the laws and the commandments, the mouth of wisdom is going to come up out of us so that we'll be able to speak the words of the Most High to deal with certain situations when they arise to us. We ain't got to come to, I'm going to be a deceiver. Yeah, true, man. I'm going to lie to them. I'm going to say this, that, and the third. Let the Most High's words come up out of us if we're ever put in these particular situations. When we start resorting to our own wisdom and the wisdom of man, that's when we get caught up. Thinking we can figure it out. Most High said, man, don't sit back and try to meditate what you're going to do, how you're going to handle the situation, what you're going to, obviously you do whatever preparations that you can, wisdom and knowledge being the stability of our times and strength of salvation. And we see how our forefathers dealt with, particular situations. We deal with those and take to heart those testimonies, but sometimes we're going to be put in a situation on the spot. And the answers and the things that we're looking for that may not be available. That's when we say, man, let the Most High go before me. Let me speak the words of the Lord, man. And the Most High said, once we let him and his wisdom flow out of our mouths, man, nobody can say anything against us or resist it. I'm going to just read 16. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinfolks and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. When all hell breaks loose and they're going to be storming people's houses and knocking on doors and tapping in the phones and all of that, they're going to be saying, where are they at? Same thing that was going on in Acts when Paul was persecuting the church and, brothers was getting beat up and locked up and, put to death for bearing the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Whole cities and towns turning on the apostles, chasing them, running them up out of there. This is why Yahweh Shai even said that he was going to set a man at variance with a household. Matthew 10:34 on down, it says, a man's enemy shall be they of his own household. This is why we go through the understanding and the training, and we see the separations of family when you come in the truth. When your family automatically, they already start turning on you. So it's kind of clear who's going to be the ones that's going to turn me on, who's the one that's going to go against me. Same one, same man. Oh, you in the cult. Oh, you over there following men. Oh, you're the one over there, reading that damn Bible that's been tampered with. Oh, you're so caught up in so devoted to that Bible, you won't come spend time with the family no more. Oh, look at him. He don't celebrate Christmas no more. He don't believe in Christ no more. They start making up all kind of madness. Grandma keep making you the damn pork chops and everything else, and you saying I don't eat that no more. Baby, you used to love my pork chops and applesauce. Why you don't eat it no more? You eat right now, and you say, no, I'm not eating it. I cooked all this time and blah, 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 blah. You barely come over and I made your favorite. That's not my favorite no more. I don't eat that no more. That's against the laws of the Bible. Don't tell me about the Bible. I know I've been to church for 30 years. Don't tell me I used to teach you. You like, well, that day is over with. And you were teaching me lies. Sorry, Granny. Here, let me show you what the word of the Lord said. Nuh-uh, don't tell me nothing. If you ain't going to eat it, let the babies eat it. Let your kids eat it. No, they're not eating it either. And if you keep pushing that on us, we ain't coming back. Oh, you forget about it. All hell's breaking loose. You do all of that. So we go through all of that now so that when this time comes, being betrayed by parents, brethren, kinfolk, it's no surprise. We've already prepared for that. We already seen it, how that's going to play out. Yahweh Shai even told us in Luke. Damn, why am I drawing a blank? Well, you know what? Let me go to Matthew 10 first. I'm going to go back to Luke. I'm just moving in the spirit, y'all. I'm going to get back to these current events in a minute. Matthew 10 and 34 and 35. It says, think not that I'm come to send peace on earth. I'm not come to send peace, but a sword. So a sword is used for destruction. A sword is causing division, right? A sword is causing for defense. So Yahweh Shai has never said he's coming back to bring peace and love, happiness, and togetherness for everybody. There's no white doves and streets paved with gold for everybody and anybody to come on down. That's not happening. No peace, but destruction, sword, death. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're experiencing. We're going to see happen even at a more heightened level as time continues. Verse 35, for I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man and a man's foe shall be they of his own household. I was going to go to Luke 14:26, but it's right here too. Verse 37, it says, he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. So, in other words, Yahweh Shai is saying we have to prioritize where our devotions lie. If we allow anybody in our households, anybody, and you notice the family is always the first thing that gets touched on. That's the closest thing to us. That's the closest weapon that Satan can use for us. Our relationships to our families. You know, many of our, within Israel, man, blacks and Hispanics and Native American come from, well, unless we're experiencing curses, but many of us come from bigger or larger families, close-knit families, You got cousins that you grew up with, they damn near like your brothers and sisters and so forth and so on. And you know how we get down in Israel. These are the closest ones who can affect you, harm you, change your mind, affect your emotions, your wife. If you come in the truth and she ain't in the truth or whatever, your mother, your father. Yahweh Shai saying the ones closest to you is going to be the ones that cause you the most problems and the most issues. Why? Because Satan knows they will tear at your emotional heartstrings. They will tear at your willingness to compromise. Oh, that's my mama. I know. I got to. I never tell mama no. I got to go ahead and do no. Because eventually, Yahweh Shai said, if you don't understand it now, and you have respectable boundaries, we don't say, man, to hell with your family, cut them off and just run loose and get away from all of them because they're all wicked. Some brothers teach that. But do you ever leave the door open because maybe one of them might want to repent? And you done cut them off and call them wicked, and here they are looking for you, and you saying, don't call me no more. And they saying, well, what? No, I was trying to call you because I wanted to hear more. I was looking online, and so you have respectable boundaries, okay, that you set up with your family. But Yahweh Shai said, don't invest too much in them because they will turn on you. Let me read this one. Luke 14:26. It says, and if a man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. Hate meaning to love less. You have to have a lesser love for your siblings, your mother, your father, even your own life. If we declare ourselves to be disciplined or a disciple of Christ, we got to prioritize. And that's what Yahweh Shai is trying to let it be known. He said, you got to be able to love them less than you do me. It's not that hard. Just don't let them get in the way of your salvation. Don't let them get in the way. You can have a relationship with them, but as soon as they get to trying to impose their folly on you, you cut them off. And it has to be clear. This is where I stand. My family stands. Don't cross that line and we'll be good. I wish you would repent. I wish you would listen to me more, but I see that you're not. So if we're going to be cordial, we're going to be cool, then this stand up. And if you can do that, cool. Because we know everybody's not going to make it, man. 2/3 of Israel is going to be cut off and die. Yahweh Shai said your own family's going to turn against you. So it was only up until a point to where oh, it's getting a little sticky out here, man. I better, start distancing myself from my family a little bit more because I know cousin Johnny Ray, he's a snitch already. He was a snitch in the streets. He's going to snitch on me. When it comes down to the armies and the militias or whoever coming after Israel, he's going to be the one to say, over there, boss. Invite you over to the house, come hang out. Meanwhile, the Sting team, SWAT raid come in. They say, yeah, we got him. So, just be prepared for all of that stuff, y'all, because that's where my spirit went when I seen that raid at that mosque. And how they treated Jake. I mean, not Jakes, but treated them the Muslims over there because Yahweh said that same thing's going to happen. We just look and see how the heathen do it to themselves because eventually they're going to turn it over here to us. Most I always make examples of them first so that we can take note and we can see and then we understand, okay, that's how it's going to go down. Got to get ready. Let's continue. So we see there 2 days of violence going down in Jerusalem. So they hit up the mosque. There's rockets that was getting fired. Like I said, there was 2 women that got shot and killed. So there's been a lot going on over there during this so our holy week, the month of Ramadan for the Muslims. You know, they're all going down over there. But the Most High said it. Strangers over there devouring our land, man. Fires going on. The heathen over there just tearing stuff up. All right, let's continue. Big Balik Katan annual U.S. Philippines exercise to be bigger than ever. So notice it says here, this military exercise, the annual U.S. Philippines exercise, is to be bigger than ever. Bigger than ever. So why are they escalating their relations and their war relations, U.S. and the Philippines? Why are the Philippines saying, we need to go all out, boss? Hey, Esau, we need to go all out. You know, we want to make sure that we're prepared because we're over here amongst the kings of the East as well. Y'all seen on that map over there that I showed you, the Philippines was down there right by Taiwan, by Japan, by China. We should just looked at that earlier. Let's see them real quick. Which one did I use? Which one was it? See, the Philippines, I think he's down here because here's this Philippine Sea. This ain't a good one. But look who they're surrounded by. China, North and South Korea. That's in East Asia. How about this one? Here they go down here. So we already see America went over here with the missile, with the Tomahawk missiles and the nuke sub. They're posting up around over here, threatening Iran, right? Now they're over here running the biggest ever military drill with the Philippines, trying to get them prepared and ready. War is already cracking off, you know, in all of these particular nations. You see, Iran is lining themselves up with Syria, Turkey, Saudi Arabia. They're all creating a pact to get with them, India and China. So it's all going down. Now America's over there arming them up, getting them prepared, getting them ready. Bigger than ever. More than 12,000 U.S. troops from all 4 branches will join thousands of their Philippine counterparts next week as part of the annual Balikatan exercise in and around the island nation, the largest iteration of the annual event in its 38 years. See, I always pay attention to why is this the biggest? Why are they stepping the game up? Because clearly we see the escalation of wars and the threat of war becoming more global is present. So all the nations is out here not half stepping. Okay. This year's exercise starts on April 11th, follows an announcement Monday that Manila will give U.S. forces access to 4 additional bases, all of which face the South China Sea, with multiple sites in northern Cagayan province, less than 400 miles from Taiwan. So they know they're in the midst of the crosshairs of Taiwan and China. Because here's Taiwan right here. And here's China. They're in close proximity. Oh, so look at it. Your man Orange Bang, he gets indicted. 30 felonies. You would swear he's about to get life. You know, the dude comes in. I mean, this is how you know, man. White privilege is a mofo, man. And this is how you know a lot of this is just, theater. A lot of this is just kind of a distraction, as I talked about before. If Trump was really concerned about these particular charges, the last week we covered the story, man. He learned about the indictment and he goes out to dinner with his wife. They go hang out and then he go hop online on Twitter trolling at 3 a.m. Then he takes Trump One, which is his private jet, with his Secret Service escorts, fly into New York. He's still talking stuff against the Attorney General Bragg, not the Attorney General, the DA. The DA, I forgot his first name, Calvin Bragg or something like Bragg. I know his last name. Talking big stuff, right? Gets off the plane, smiling, waving. I mean, you're facing 30 felonies. I've never seen nobody that's facing 30 quote unquote felonies, smiling, taking your time. You turn yourself in when you want to. You schedule a day to turn yourself in. I mean, Esau done made TV shows with Dog the Bounty Hunter and everything else. You got a felony, you in a jump bail, they sending bounty hunters and everybody after you. Imagine a Negro walking around these streets, man, with 30 felonies. They'll be calling SWAT. They'll be calling all hands on deck with the police, everybody, the damn special forces unit at the police departments, man, tracking you down, kicking down your door, smoke grenade in your house, coming in to get you. That's like America's Most Wanted type number, man. 30 felonies. And this dude is walking around waving to the people, jumping off, smiling, turning himself in whenever he feels like it. They scheduled the day. I'm busy this weekend. I'm busy today, man. I'll holler at you on Tuesday. And now his devoted worshipers, because he's their savior, the red hats all swear he's the savior. What are they saying? They're calling for a bloody civil war after Trump's indictment. This is even more propaganda, shock value, clickbait type of words that's coming out, because they know they want to incite another January. They would love to have a whole insurrection go on again. Why? So that they can lock everything down under martial law, get rid of anybody that's causing sedition, wilding out, lock up, throw in camps, and then guess what? Oh, then we can reconstruct the money system. We can reconstruct all the stuff. So now you can have a whole opportunity to build back better. So they'll entertain and allow these particular, far right Edomites running out here talking crazy. Look at it. None of this will stop unless there's blood in these streets. One Trump supporter wrote on a message board. Minutes after former President Donald Trump was indicted by a grand jury in New York, his supporters flooded social media and extremist message boards with violent and racist threats against the officials prosecuting Trump, as well as a bloody civil war. This cannot go unpunished. One member of the rabidly pro-Trump message board that Donald Trump wrote on Thursday night, the DA needs to pay dearly. So, of course, DA is a J. He probably all kind of niggas right now. They after him. They're talking big stuff as if the FBI and the CIA and the NSA don't have access to these people's IP addresses. They should be at their doors right away like that to say, oh, you made threats. You're inciting a riot. We're going to lock you up. They ain't doing none of that, man. They letting all that go. And who knows? This could be AI, chatbots putting all this up here. This is how far it's gone now. You don't even know these are real people in that. In Trump's own statement, the former president called the indictment a political persecution and referred to Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg as, quote, handpicked and funded by George Soros, and stated that Bragg is doing Joe Biden's dirty work. So we see the far right allegedly calling for a bloody civil war. Well, we just got the reading, nation rising against nation, right? So could there be civil war in America? Will there be civil war? Eventually, yeah. Will this be the thing that sets it off? I mean, this dude got real devoted followers and believers like that. There's one woman, man, she said that Trump is being indicted for your sins. Hold on. I don't know if I put that in here. Look at it. MAGA pastors, man. This is blasphemy. Again, here we say, MAGA pastor, Trump was indicted for your sins. These maniac damn Edomites, man, it's unbelievable. Look at it. After his indictment on 34 felony counts Tuesday, Donald Trump sought out a faithful audience, joining a conference call with Christian supporters who see him not simply battling a liberal persecutor, but ensnared in a, quote, demonic situation. Trump's longtime religious advisor, Paula White Cain, isn't that interesting? White and a child of Cain. Meanwhile, and she's supposedly a religious advisor, this demon right here. I mean, what does she have to declare the words of the Most High, the scriptures say? What do the heathen do? What do the heathen have to declare my statutes? See, this is his advisor. Looking like something straight out of Hellraiser. And she's white and of Cain, that wicked one. Excuse me. Working with an evangelical group called Intercessors for America, organized a, quote, emergency prayer call for Trump. Can you imagine? Well, first of all, let's just talk about the prayer. We know already. This is how you know their prayers is in vain, and as well as anyone else. Proverbs 28:9. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be an abomination. They ain't keeping the laws. They ain't even incorporated in the statutes of the Most High. The Most High is not hearing the prayers of these damn heathen. Emergency prayer calls. Emergency prayer call. There ain't nobody listening to that foolishness. But here they go. Hold on one second. I'm trying to find out other scripture. I can't think of it right now at the top of my head. That's okay. But anyway, if I remember it, I'll go back to it. But here, organize an emergency prayer call for Trump. Good Lord. And she's talking about he got indicted for your sins. They're trying to deify this dude. Man, remember, he said, I'm the chosen one. This is how we see Yahushua being persecuted, crucified in modern day Egypt, Sodom, spiritual Sodom in Egypt, in Babylon. Just wide open blasphemy and folly. Indicted for a sin. They trying to deify this dude, man. Esau's a damn fool. I can't even think of words to describe this guy, man. But so he's got indicted for the sins of American white folks. Then they say they want civil war, right? Let's continue. But look at this. Biden says transgender people shape our nation's soul. An official proclamation. Now, again, I said this years ago. This was going to be the new wave. They were going to look to take over. These people right here, the transgenders, were going to be at the forefront of political, governmental power. I must have said that maybe about 7-8 years ago. And now Slow Biden says that America, at its soul, is shaped by trannies. That's coming from the mouth of Slow Biden. Let me see. Proverbs 29. Look at this. Proverbs 29:27 says, an unjust man is an abomination to the just. So we know America is built on unjust laws, unjust statutes, broken peace treaties, broken covenants, a whole system that is set up to be against Blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics. Now we just see that this same unjust man, Slow Biden, promoting abominations for those that stand up and say, man, this ain't right. He's going to create abominations in our face. And the unjust man is an abomination to the just. So when we see and we stand on justice and we stand on what's right and we stand on the laws and the commandments, everything that we see him do is considered an abomination to the Most High. And he's unjust. And he that is upright in the way is abomination to the wicked. So this is why there's such a dichotomy and a division between right and wrong. Who's on the side of righteousness with the Lord and who's not. This again, Revelation 11 and 8, the embodiment of spiritual Sodom, clearly being declared by Slow Biden. When he says America at its soul, transgenderism shapes the soul of America. I mean, what else can you say? Proverbs 16:12. It is an abomination to kings to commit wickedness. So he's the king of America, man. He's modern day Pharaoh. And he's committing himself to all manners of abominations by upholding same-sex marriages, by upholding abortions, by upholding talking about transgenders, shape the soul of America. It's an abomination. And he's going to commit wickedness in doing so. For the throne is established by righteousness. He's supposed to be moving in righteousness, but obviously he can't because he's the damn devil. He can't do it. He can't do it. Oops, my bad. He can't do it. That ain't it. Let me go back over and read this article. Okay. Biden says transgender people shape our nation's soul in an official proclamation. This is how you know it's over. This is how you know, man, America is finished. It's over with. This is this is no, this wasn't after. This was before. This article is March 31st. So this when was that shooting? 2 weeks ago. I'm curious to see if he said this after or before the shooting. I want to say at least it was before. What day was it? So that's 4-3. Oh, March 27th. Nashville school shooting, 6 shot dead by a former student. March 27th. This article comes out March 31st. 4 days after a tranny kills 6 people and shoots up a school, Slow Biden comes out and says transgender people shape our nation's soul. Do you see how they still get protected? You see how they still get endorsed? The woman just shot up and killed 6 people, including kids. And Slow Biden comes out and doubles down and says, yeah, what's wrong with that? This is the direction that America is going. It's shaping the soul. I mean, you're talking Twilight Zone type stuff, man. Unreal. March 27th. And here we are on the 31st, and Slow Biden doubles down. Got no problem with them riding, storming the Tennessee Capitol. I mean, they was out there in the streets of Hollywood acting a dang fool. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if y'all seen that. See, these maniacs be feeling so entitled, man. They out there. They talking about visibility isn't enough. They was out there. I can't see if I can find a video on here. That was in Houston. There you go, slow Biden want to talk about day of visibility, man. Get him out of here with this foolishness. I mean, you seen the trannies over there in Silence of the Lambs? No, I don't want to.
UNITY.
Yeah, here we go.
Let me play it.
Anti-police transgender protesters. Look at this dude.
Just to make this event on the street, we have to displace at least 100 people that
They were screaming.
These people who are rejected by their families,
Blocking streets.
often ran.
Big old fat queens out here, man.
Why are you removing us?
We're not gonna be muted. Seeking housing.
Not
Why
gonna
are
be
you
muted.
removing
You
us
look like
from
you're
our
about
own
9
tribe?
months pregnant.
These are
Get
queer
out of
people
here.
that you are removing from our own tribe.
Instead of how do you care, they're pushing.
I mean, they're all over.
You're not taking attention away from the parade. The parade see the
We
parade?
are willing to keep walking. We can keep walking.
All right. That ain't even the one I was looking for, but that's okay. There was another one, man. They was jumping. I mean, they was slamming their signs on people's cars, blocking people's traffic where they couldn't even move, get out there. I mean, they was out there wilding out. And Slow Biden says, carry on. Carry on. You represent the soul of the nation, man. Come on out. Show yourself. Be visible. Transgender Day of Visibility. I mean, who can't tell, who can't see a tranny when you see them walking down the street? What visibility do they need? Who can't see them? They make sure that they're out there flamboyant as ever. They make sure that they're being visible by wearing outlandish clothing. They make sure where they go to the extremes with the makeup and the lashes and the wigs and the studs walking around trying to be more masculine than they know they need to be. I mean, we see it all the time. You don't need no visibility. We see it all the time. You spot out a tranny in a minute. I mean, they're getting good with the surgeries now. But still, 9 times out of 10, you can usually tell. You don't need no more visibility, man. President Biden issued an official proclamation declaring that transgender Americans shape our nation's soul and established a holiday relating to the group this week. A holiday. You see why the Most High said, man, come out of her, my people. That stay away from this foolishness. Now they got their own holiday now. Transgender Day of Visibility. New holiday. How many of our people gonna run around here and start celebrating this now? Throw it right in line with July 4th and New Year's and Christmas and what's coming up tomorrow, Easter, for those that's out there keeping this holiday day. Man, we're out here declaring Passover. We're talking about Feast of Unleavened Bread. We're talking about elimination of malice and wickedness via the leaven. We're talking about establishing ourselves in the spirit of righteousness and keeping the commandments and the ceremonial rites of the Most High. And they're talking about bunnies laying eggs. They're talking about Christ died on Good Friday and rose on Easter Sunday, 3 days and 3 nights, according to Matthew 12 and 40. Friday to Saturday is 1 day. Saturday to Sunday is 2 days. Sunday to Monday is 3 days. What are they talking about? But more folly. There's our people running around here, scrambling around at the swap meets and everywhere else, trying to get little Sunday suits for the kids. Flooding the streets with Easter baskets, slanging them on the corners right now on the Sabbath. All for tomorrow. Still got idols and dusty crosses on their foreheads from Ash Wednesday. Nowhere in the scriptures. Unbelievable. Lent and the whole nine. You might as well go throw this transgender day of visibility in with them, with the rest of them. They all just as folly and foolish. And what's so cold is you're gonna have Christians and Catholics that are gonna sit back and say, No, we're not celebrating that. We don't recognize that. That's an abomination. Well, meanwhile, you keeping all of these pagan established folly days. Nothing wrong with those, though, huh? Have you looked into those too? Or do our people just sit back and say, no, this is okay, but that abomination is not? No, it's the same thing. Let's continue. Biden issued a proclamation Thursday to mark March 31st, 2023 as the Transgender Day of Visibility, a day some transgender activists have renamed the Day of Vengeance. Transgender Americans shape our nation's soul, proudly serving in the military, curing deadly diseases, holding elected office, running thriving businesses, fighting for justice, raising families, and much more. Leave it to his account. They're plenty visible, aren't they? What vengeance do they need? He just got through laying down the whole gambit of everything the trans community is involved in, from politically to entrepreneurship, militarily, medicine. They're in there. So what is this? We're being targeted. We're being hunted down and killed. We're being victimized out here on the streets. What? As Gabrielle Union comes out and utilizes her time, I think it was at the NAACP Awards, to make a speech to interject some political nonsense about the trans community. And you know that wicked witch had plenty to do with Dwayne Wade's son transitioning, Zaya Wade. Everything was fine until he got with her. Now all of a sudden the son's turned out. Baby mama can't get a grasp on her son no more. They done excommunicated her out the whole picture. And now Gabrielle Union is waving the flag for trans people. Anytime entertainment, the entertainers jump in, it's politically motivated, it's propaganda. And as soon as they get the actors out there talking about these particular movements, it's all done. And going to use the NAACP awards, which is supposedly the National Advancement for National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, a civil rights organization, even though it was funded by the fake Jews, even though they dumped all the money in there to keep our people divided, even still having an organization talking about colored people, shows you the age-old organization, but nonetheless, they have these award shows supposed to be about the advancement of our people, and now it gets compromised into some damn trans movement. So Slow Biden says, man, the trannies is all over the place. They're in military, curing diseases, holding elected offices, running thriving businesses, fighting justice, raising families. I mean, what do you need vengeance for? What are you talking about? Flooding and blocking the streets, causing all kind of chaos, carrying out mass shootings, and don't nobody come out and condemn none of it. It's encouraged. As we just seen here, 4 days after a mass shooting by a tranny, Slow Biden comes out and says that's the nation's soul. Today, too many transgender Americans are still denied rights and freedoms. The president's statement continued, a wave of discriminatory state laws is targeting transgender use. Yet, why? Because some of these states are saying, no, you can't go get surgery at 12 years old. No, you can't determine your own fate for your body. You're underage. If you can't go out here and say, man, at 12, go to the bar and say, let me get a double shot of Hennessy. Why can't you do that? Oh, because you don't want to be responsible for what could happen, alcohol poison, whatever happens to a young kid that's drinking. You got laws that restrict them from doing these things. But you can tell them they can go in there and go get transitional surgery and throw them on hormones at 12 and 5 and 7 years old. Of course, states are saying, hell no. Of course, states are saying, no, men, you can't compete in wrestling events with females. They just had a story in, where was it? One of these colleges, I think it was Iowa, one of these colleges, where a sorority had to suing the university because they let a tranny be a part of the sorority. And they said the dude was running around looking at them all day, walking around with erections, And they was like, this is enough. Why are we have to be subject to this? They're running around here just claiming I'm a female, and then they going in there raping women, doing all kind of madness. So of course state laws are saying no, we can't do that. No, we can't have the women walking into the men's bathroom, squatting to pee. I mean, let's stop the foolishness. You're talking about terrifying families and hurting kids who are not hurting anyone. Oh, because some states say no, I'm not good with, drag queens and sitting down reading to my kids, and trannies and drag queens stripping and carrying on, twerking on stage publicly and in bars and having my kids all around it. We don't want that. An epidemic of violence against transgender women and girls, in particular women and girls of color, has taken lives far too soon. Come on, man. Come on. Y'all seen the videos I played with damn trannies and the drag queens twerking and dancing and all of that, and all the damn Edomite women with their little kids sitting around watching them do all of this. And Slow Biden says that's where America is going, man. You don't like it? SWAT teams is coming. Yeah, here go Trump. Trump is IND 7154323. Ex-president praises unbelievably nice court staff as he is officially entered in New York's criminal database with his date of birth and the 34 counts he is facing, but no mugshot. Where do they do that at? You get indicted, quote unquote, arrested on 30 felonies, and they don't take 34 counts, and they don't take no photographic mugshot for you. And it was unbelievably nice. I mean, it must be nice to be white in facing 34 counts, 30 of which I believe they said was felonies. And you get this type of treatment? Oh, they was nice. I didn't have to take no picture. They took my fingerprints and all of that, man. Everything was all good. Left right up out of there, man, and it was all straight. I mean, the dude didn't even spend one day in the cell. There was no mention of a bail that he paid to get back out on the street. I mean, what are they? This is what I'm saying. This is all some bullshit. You already know. You got all of these multiple felonies they talking about, which really is lack of better terms, no pun intended, trumped up charges. But still, let a Jake face any of this stuff. You can forget about it. He ain't gonna see the light of day, or the bail is gonna be so high he can't get out. No bail, no mugshot. No, I mean, and he's back out on the streets campaigning again. So think what you want about this, but I got my own reservations about this foolishness. Let's look at the plagues. Spot check, urgent warning to be alert for Marburg virus symptom. Remember the Marburg, that was the next one that's coming up out of Africa. 90% kill rate. They talking about people bleeding from their eyes, their nose, real next level virus going on. And they're saying it could be coming to America soon. Imagine that. Remember, Bill Gates and the rest of them all talking about the next one is going to get everybody's attention. That was Bill Gates sitting right next to his ex-wife, Melinda Gates. Slow Biden's on record saying there's going to be another pandemic. Jen Psaki, which used to be the Speaker of the House, she said there's going to be another one. World Health Organization, they all saying there's going to be another one. See, the template was already laid out with the last health scare. Notice that's not even being talked about anymore, and they're acting like the praise of the poke in the arm stopped it. When we're seeing all of the stories coming, didn't we just read a story last week that said, "Oh, healthy teens and kids don't need that," when we were saying that from the beginning. Oh, guess what? You got those treatments in your arms, and they stopped being effective after about 6 months, 3 months, 2 months, 2 weeks. Oh, you know what? Yeah, even if you get treated, you're probably still going to get it anyway. So come on. But here's the real one, though. The Marburg virus is an infectious disease that has a 90% fatality rate and, according to the World Health Organization, epidemic potential. Equatorial Guinea and Tanzania are facing their first known outbreaks of the bug, a viral fever with uncontrollable bleeding that closely resembles its cousin Ebola. Some 34 people in Africa have died of Marburg since February 2023. Reports suggest, and the WHO said that the quote risk of international spread cannot be ruled out. As soon as they say that, you already know. Get ready. When they say don't rule it out, that means they already planning to get it out. 34 people in Africa, and everything always comes from Africa, just like they did with Ebola. Remember when Ebola came over here 8-9 years ago? Had everybody shook up. You know. Now they're talking about this thing could go international. Can't rule it out. And it could be an epidemic. This week, the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention urged travelers to both countries to avoid contact with sick people and to watch for symptoms for 3 weeks after leaving the area. So be on the lookout for that. Good Lord, man. You talk about plagues. Now look at this. Major McDonald's shakeup could affect menus around the world. This is how you know, man, when McDonald's is talking about laying off, cutting back. Remember they always say over 3 billion people sold, or 1 billion people served, or whatever they always had on their double arches. Now they're talking about scaling back their menu, getting ready to lay off, massive layoffs, shutting down their offices in the U.S. as they restructure things. You're talking about one of the, if not the most popular fast food place in the world, let alone America alone. If they're shaking up and they're trying to double check and make sure that their books stay straight and they don't sink under, I don't know what to tell you. America, McDonald's is like the whole. I mean, it's like a staple in America. They're the ones that came up with McDonald's Playland and all this stuff, inviting the kids in. I mean, it was all planned. Ronald McDonald, when McDonald's was started off, this thing was supposed to be like the a tourist attraction, and it became an attraction for everyday folks. A little adventure. Hey, we're gonna take the kids to McDonald's. They're gonna go play at the McDonald's Playland, and we're gonna all eat McDonald's. Now they're saying, we're gonna be laying off. We're gonna have to, restructure some of these menu items. It's costing too much to have all this stuff going on. When McDonald's is struggling, America's finished. And I ain't at McDonald's in years, but I still see people lined up like they selling dope out of the damn drive-thru at McDonald's. I'm like, what the hell are they selling over there? McDonald's is booming bigger than ever. But even they saying, don't be deceived by what you see, man. We over here struggling. Major McDonald's shakeup could affect menus around the world. Fast food giant hints key items could be under threat. A CEO warns he doesn't need 70 permutations of a chicken sandwich and prepares to lay off staff. Firm will temporarily shut all its U.S. offices today as bosses make redundancy. So they're starting off with a lot of the corporate heads is getting their heads chopped off. They're going to eventually, the regular workers going to be replaced by robots. They got the fully automated one down in Texas already. Did y'all see that one? Fully automated McDonald's. See this damn algorithm, boy. AI is something else. I never typed that before, and it automatically gave me it. Welcome to the first McDonald's where you're served opens the first fully automated location in Texas. See, this is what they ultimately gonna do. Chop off that corporate money, get the robots in place. It's a wrap. Now look at this. Holy hamburger. I may have found the most expensive McDonald's value meals in the country. Here's the proof. There's some Jake did a TikTok video. He was in Connecticut. I don't know what, like I said, I ain't McDonald's in Lord knows how long. The prices of a Big Mac combo meal, $16.89, almost $17 for a damn Big Mac. Who's paying that? $17 for a McDonald's combo, a Big Mac and a fry and a drink. Some of the other menu prices seen in the video exceeded $18. A quarter pounder with cheese and bacon combo meal was listed at $18.29, while the burger cost $9.39 without a medium drink and fry. Who's paying this to eat at McDonald's? Now you can imagine the other fast food place. Those fast food places, they're gonna go out of business. Cause ain't nobody gonna pay that for that food. So now, at least there's one in Connecticut. I don't know about all the other ones. Like I said, I ain't been at McDonald's. I don't know how long. So I don't know how much stuff costs now. But I'll be damned if I go to any fast food place and you talking about $18 for a damn quarter pounder meal. Listen. And then you see why McDonald's is talking about they about to lay off and going having issues. But that's inflation. That's the economy. This is where we're at now in regards to even fast food is taking a hit to where it's becoming unattainable, unaffordable. The little cheap days and cheap meals and all that, you can't buy the stuff no more. It's all bad. Let's continue. The U.S. leads the world in weather catastrophes, and here's why. Well, I don't think this article is going to tell us, but the Most High will. This article always want to talk about, here's why. No, the Most High going to tell you why. America getting hit, with storms, tempests. You understand what I'm saying? Let's look at this. So verse 13, Psalms 83. Psalms 83, verse 15. 13 down to 15. It says, "Oh, my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire." So we know, especially here in California, we always get the fires, that set ablaze up into the hills, into the mountains, and up north, always burning down all of the plush homes and the mountainous regions that the so-called white man loves to dwell in. The Most High is laying down judgment on this place. The Most High said that they're going to be a stubble before the wind be blowing that fire, man. I didn't see fire jumping across the damn freeways to the other side of the freeway. Unbelievable stuff. Tornadoes, fire tornadoes I've seen. The Most High said he's going to set all this place on fire. And he says, verse 15, "So persecute them with thy tempest and make them afraid with thy storms. Fill their faces with shame that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh." So the Most High said one of the things that he utilizes is storms, tempests, to judge America. Because America is filled with all kind of evil and sin. Let me read Isaiah 28:2. It says, "Behold, the Lord hath a mighty and a strong one, which as a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as the flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down the earth with the hand." So this is how the Most High makes particular judgments. We've seen how the northern tribe is Ephraim in this particular context, how the Most High took them down, put them under the captivity of the Assyrians. But this is how the Most High even shows forth metaphorically and physically how a destroying storm, floods of mighty waters, casting down the earth, tempests of hail. These are all things that Americans has experienced and will continue to experience. We've seen and heard about the floods, the droughts, the hurricanes, the tornadoes tearing this place up. Now it says the U.S. leads the world in weather catastrophes. Here's why. Why is America going to get hit like that? Why is America going to face the wrath of the judgment of the Most High like that? Well, Most High said that this place needs to get hit. Let's read down here. We're in the spirit of Passover, so why not? 2 Ezra 15:5, we'll read down. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, for wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Well, wickedness definitely pollutes the whole earth, but who's the biggest proponent and the biggest promoter of wickedness? America. So why not hit central headquarters of Satan? Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things. Profanely commit. Well, didn't Slow Biden just say the transgenders shape the soul of America or shape the soul of the nation? They shooting up, killing people. They like, bravo, more. Continue on. Riot in the streets if you want to. Declare your day of vengeance. Be seen, be heard, be visible. Come on, turn up. He said that, man, they profanely commit these things, in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. I'm in that boat. I'm sure many of y'all are in that boat. Verse 9, and therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. So this is spiritual Egypt. This is America. The Lord said we're going to be delivered up out of this place, man. The chariot is going to come get the elect. The chariot is going to deliver us from the destruction that this place is going to ensue. But it's going to get hit with plagues. It's going to get hit with storms, tempests. It's going to get hit with tornadoes, famine, death, and destruction. It's going to get hit. Verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and the punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. So this place is going to get hit. And this is why we see things like this. Oh, the U.S. leads the world in weather catastrophes. Oh, the U.S. is a punching bag for nasty weather. Yeah, well, America's used the rest of the nations and the people of Israel as punching bags, so why not? Now they say, oh, blame geography for the U.S. getting hit by stronger, costlier, more varied, and frequent extreme weather than anywhere on the planet. Several experts said 2 oceans, the Gulf of Mexico, the Rocky Mountains, jutting peninsulas like Florida, clashing storm fronts, and the jet stream combined to naturally brew the nastiest weather. Well, I say it's the Most High. The hell with what they talking about, the geographical positioning of America, because that's a whole nother thing we'll talk about. I'm gonna do. I mentioned it. I'm gonna do it in the very near future. Talk about how this place, the land of milk and honey, man, the geographical location actually works to the advantage of Esau, and why America and the Americas is such a coveted place on the earth, and why this is the land where the children of Israel have been banished to serve out our captivity. So we'll talk about all that in the near future. But we see America getting hit more than any place else on the rest of the earth. Look at the tornado in Missouri. Look at this car. Look at this truck smashed down. This just happened last week. Roof all destroyed. We seen that happen in Mississippi. Those tornadoes, remember they said it was like 12 more of them. They're still swirling around, knocking down this place. Now, get into this AI. We're going to look at this real quick, man. Can you spot a deep fake from a real person? World's first certified deep fake warns viewers not to trust everything they see online. See, this is it's becoming more difficult, man, in certain respects to find the truth from what's not the truth. You gotta like. That's why the Most High said, "Mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let everything be established." Uh, this type of stuff was going on, not necessarily to as sophisticated as it is with AI and all that, but just through trolling, just through fake memes and stuff like that. They already was setting everybody up with that stuff a long time ago. I just always had to check brothers, man. Hey, stop posting that, man. That's fake. Double check that. That website ain't credible. Don't post it because it's like as soon as something come on your feed, on your social media, whatever, you thinking, oh, this is facts. Let me throw this out there and share it to everybody, and then you double back and say, oops, that wasn't true. Let me delete that post I did. So they've been doing that for a long time, right? But now they become more sophisticated with AI. That picture that you're looking at right now, that's AI right there. AI. Now they're making the job more difficult for me and for others because the deception is real. You don't know what's real, what isn't. I could be saying something that's completely made up. AI done made up a fake story and got a fake video, and I'm looking at it saying, damn, let me share this with brothers and sisters, man. Double back, and it's like, oh, that was a fake AI video. There's a video. I shared it with I showed it to Aladad and Elder Rasha, and it was Joe Biden, slow Biden, with a voiceover, and he was condemning and talking crazy against the trannies. And I showed it to Aladad. Aladad was looking like, at first he was like, what the? And he's like, nah, this ain't real. This ain't real. I'm like, look, they had him at a press conference, posted up, the whole nine. And he was just talking crazy against the trannies, man, condemning them and all kind of stuff. Aladad figured out it was fake. I played for it, Rasha, he looking at it, he like, damn, what? I'm laughing, I'm letting him play. And he's like, damn, he made a change. I said, man, this is a fake video. He's like, what? He's like, damn, they be getting it. He said, man, I thought maybe he had a conscience. Maybe he finally, turned around. No. And I would play it, but because of the stuff he was saying, man, YouTube and the defense of the trannies, man, they'll mess around and stop it and, flag the channel for some reason. So I ain't even gonna take no chances. I don't know if y'all seen it, but I think it's I think TikTok or something like that, man. But they did the whole little fake voiceover with slow Biden talking, man, and he was condemning the trannies. It was crazy. But here we see 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. I mean, we know the technology exists. We know that it's out there. We just can't be ignorant of his devices, man. We got to know that he's going to use these things to create different narratives, disinformation, confusion. This is how you know we're in the last days, man, because Satan is pulling out all the stops. All the stops. And we're talking all amounts of truth is coming out, man. The children of the Lord is being awakened. We're being shown and tried and proven as being the children of the Lord. I mean, coming against us with all different type of doctrines, that can still prove to be a divisive method to get Israel off. But for the most part, that ain't working no more, man. Jake's ain't trying to chase Egypt no more. That's out of here. They ain't going back to the churches. Or they can't, they drumming up every little Christian apologist that they can and urban apologists to try to preserve and save the church. That ain't working. So they throw out all kind of disinformation. They got the Pan-Africans. They over here talking crazy. The Muslim, everybody coming against it. And as long as they've been doing that, Israel just keeps growing and growing. Remember, just like in old Egypt, the more they afflicted them, the more that they grew. Same thing. The more disinformation they put out there, man, the more information comes out, the more truth comes out, the more unlocking of our people's minds come into play, man. The shackles that was once on the neck, that's on the brain, is all being broken loose. So now he's saying, you know what? I got to go all out, man. I'm organizing them, getting the ChatGPT, AI, Skynet, to use the Terminator reference. So now he's going to use the technology against us because everybody's locked into the technology. Everybody's addicted to the technology. This is where the information is for the most part. So now he's going to utilize that. So now we don't know. He's going to make it to where you don't know what's real, what isn't. If you're not solidified in the faith, man, and you don't have the the wherewithal to know the truth and did your due diligence and research and not just fall for the okie doke with every little meme and every little quick little TikTok video. I mean, TikTok is completely compromised, man. There's so much fake stuff going on out there. I remember brother sent me a video about there's a brother that he was talking about the 12 tribe chart. His brother did some brother did a video about it, basically talking about the chart was false, right? But he shows a picture of a brother named Rabbi Matthews, and he's saying that was another brother named Abba Bivens, and said, "Oh, Abba Bivens is responsible for making the chart." Oh, he first, not to get too deep. Some of y'all may not even know who I'm talking about, but for the ones who know, man, a brother named Ariah out of One West, UPK, New York, he created the chart. But the brother that made the TikTok video, his information is all off. He's got the wrong picture up there. He's accrediting the chart to the wrong person, and he's trying to speak authoritatively as if he knows what he's talking about, and trying to deter Israel from even believing the truth. Now, we don't substantiate the tribe per se, as in saying Judah's a Negro, Mexicans are Issachar, so forth and so on. That ain't substantial by the scriptures. We don't substantiate that. So it is what it is on that. Do we believe that the blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics are Israel? Absolutely. But the chart ain't nothing that we stand on. I stand on the chart as far as naming the tribes: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Reuben, Simeon, Gad, so forth and so on, Asher, Zebulun, Naphtali. Yeah, those are the 12 tribes. And I can put that on a chart and say that. But as far as defining who they are, you have a hard time doing that, without conjecture or drawing conclusions or whatever the case may be. That's a whole nother story. But those are the type of things. And, the video that the brother was making, I don't know how viral it could get, but the brother sent it to me. He was like, hey, can you do something about this or speak on this or something? But I'd already did a video, so I told the brother, hey, I got a video on that already. Plus the brother, he was a Negro only anyway, so it's a whole nother thing. But these are all devices to Satan, man. TikTok, a brother can make a video and all of a sudden it's supposed to be the truth because it's on TikTok. Sister make a video on Facebook. Oh, it's the truth because she said, no, we all got to do our due diligence, man. Bottom line, even myself, I try not to just put something out there unless I can collaborate it with this. 2 Corinthians 13:1. This is the third time I am coming to you. In the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be established. This is where we got to get to, in order to try to substantiate the truth. 2 or 3 witnesses. If you can't find 2 or 3 other things that can corroborate what they're talking about, then you probably shouldn't be promoting it. Probably shouldn't be putting it out there. So look at this. Can you spot a deep fake from a real person? World's first, quote, certified deepfake warns viewers not to trust everything they see online. An AI studio has created the world's first cryptographically signed deepfake. Its tamper evidence seal declares that the video contains AI-generated content. It is hoped this will eliminate confusion as to where online videos originate. And I've covered a story where it said that 90% of online content is all going to be AI generated by 2025. See that? See, look at this. This is all AI. These are not real people. 90% of online content could be generated by AI by 2025, an expert says. And they're already on the path to it. They ain't talking about could be, it will be. They're already gearing everybody up for it, getting everybody used to it, softening everybody up on it so that it just becomes part of life. Okay, let's continue. Walmart says 65% of its stores will be serviced by automation in the next 3 years as it lays off 2,000 warehouse workers. So look at that. Warehousing, workers. You know who's in the warehouses, man? Blacks and Hispanics, man, laboring, trying to keep Walmart afloat. 2,000 getting laid off. As Slow Biden talking about the economy's fine, everything's great. Oh, look at the employment numbers. Everybody's working right now. Yeah, people are working 2 and 3 jobs, trying to stay afloat in this economy of high inflation and bank failures and everything else. You know, and we've said this a number of times, just like I made mention about McDonald's going automation as their restructure. Now Walmart says in the next 3 years, they're going to be going automation in 65% of their stores. It's hard to find a store right now that doesn't have a self-checkout. As you're seeing only, like 2 and 3 people working the registers now, and lines is backed up in certain stores. So this is the way everything is moving. People's going to be unemployed, broke, laid off, robots taking over. Universal basic income will replace people's daily, or people's wagely incomes. And that universal basic income is going to be conditioned upon whether or not you're moving with the system of the beast. Your social credit score, your digital ID. Everything has to be incorporated if you want to continue and move on in this next phase of America, in which that's the way that they want to go. That's on the Lord if he goes all the way and lets them continue on before he destroys it all, or destroys it beforehand. That's up to him. We're going to see elements of this play out, though, for sure. Now imagine this. You say social credit score. Man, that's crazy. Ain't no way they're going to do that, or I can't even see it. And I shared this with a brother last weekend. Our people is already conditioned to move and to think in a social credit score atmosphere. I see, especially the younger generation now, their interactions with each other, how do they communicate with each other? You meet a new person, especially females or males or whatever the case may be now. They don't ask for phone numbers. They ask, "What are you on IG? What's your IG? You on Facebook? Let me see it." Why? Because they want to check your social credit score. They want to check. You want to check. What are they into? What are they up to? Who are they friends with? What type of pictures do they like? What are that? That's the conditioning that's already set in place. And people don't, in my day, you had to get a phone number. You had to pick up the phone. You had to call. You had to get on the jack and be like, "Hey, remember me? We met at wherever, at the mall." And you had to talk. Now it's, "Oh, what's your Instagram?" And now they already sharing their quote unquote social media, because that represents their social credit score. How many followers do you have? You understand what I'm saying? So that's where they're already framing the minds of people to move in that fashion. So to have a social credit score now that's going to be governed by the government and the beast system to say what you can and can't approve of, what you can and can't say or do, what you can and can't like or have access to, all of that. Your carbon footprint, how much carbon are you emitting out into the world, regulating your purchases, your diet, cutting off your spending because you had too much meat this week. All of that stuff. So Walmart, they're joining the fray, man. Automation is coming. Robots is coming to take over. AI coming to take over every aspect of our lives that we're living in, man. You talk about iRobot, man, the damn robots being a part of society in your everyday lives, it's already here. And they're just moving. You just ain't got the damn droids walking around in your house babysitting you and everything else. Don't be surprised if that comes next, man. But they get it to where they've already got everybody comfortable on the internet and everything else. So that becomes the first form of softening and conditioning. And then they just move all the way up until they got damn bots and robots running everything. Now look at this blasphemy. AI, don't believe it. Ancient AI selfies reveal what snaps by Jesus and other historical figures might have looked like. So now this is how foolish they getting right now. They got Caesar Borgia and the disciples over the fake disciples looking like a damn caveman back here. Look at this guy. Looks like a damn caveman back here. This is supposed to be Yahweh Shai and the angels. I mean, and the disciples at the Last Supper at Passover. Taking selfies. Oh, here's the Egyptians down here taking selfies. Not a black face in sight. Where's the outrage at from the Kemetic community? I mean, this is already ridiculous, man. Here's Caesar taking selfies. These are all AI generated. See, this is unbelievable, man. You want to talk about folly? You just made mention of it earlier. I'm going to pull it up one more time. Revelation 11:8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Well, how is Yahweh Shai being put into an open crucifixion? When you see stuff like that, not only did they got Donald Trump walking around and his worshipers talking about he's the savior, he's being indicted for your sins. They're still perpetuating this white Christ. Now he's out taking selfies through AI as they just make a complete mockery of the Savior of Israel, man. A complete mockery. Matthew 12. And let's read, we're going to read 31 and 32. It says, wherefore I say unto you, all manner of sin and blasphemy shall be forgiven unto men, but blasphemy against the Holy Spirit shall not be forgiven unto men. You know, that type of thing right there, man, is blasphemous, man. That's complete evil. That goes against the Holy Spirit of the Lord. And you read Isaiah 11 and 1 and 2 and 3 tells you, man, Yahweh Shai is the embodiment. He was born with the Holy Spirit in him. The root and offspring of Jesse, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, counsel, might, the fear of the Most High, righteous judgment, all of those things, that's the Holy Spirit, man. And you go against those things, the Most High said there's no coming back from that. Going against the true knowledge of truth. He said all manner of sin and blasphemy should be forgiven. But if you blaspheme against the Holy Spirit, forget about it. I mean, that's open crucifixion. That's blasphemy to the highest degree, man. When they sit down here making these false depictions and putting out these idolatrous images, making a mockery of the Savior of Israel, talking about this is what he'd look like if he was out here taking selfies, and then have a damn fake image of him. And whosoever speaketh a word against the Son of Man, it shall be forgiven him. Most I say, you can even call Christ a liar. You can call him crazy. You can call him wicked. You can say he's casting out demons by Beelzebub. You can say all of that. But whosoever speaketh against the Holy Spirit, it shall not be forgiven him, neither in this world, neither in the world to come. But if you speak against the spirit that embodied Yahweh Shai, man, you speak against that Holy Spirit that's within him, and then you start doing this type of foolishness, man, this is why this place is doomed. Look at this foolishness. And here go AI, man, trying to make it so cool, so entertaining, man. Look how detailed it is. Look at all that. And this is supposed to be Passover. Caveman back there, look at it. Open him out. Look at these guys, man. He looking like a damn sodomite over here, man. Hook nose. Let me get out of here, man. You know, and here's the Egyptians down here. This is supposed to be, I guess, Cleopatra. And here, let me get out of here. Unbelievable. But y'all see it? This is where the AI is trying to direct everybody's attention in the folly. Look at it. He would still be here. Man dies by suicide after talking with the AI chatbot, Widow says. So the AI chatbots, man, are driving these guys to commit suicide. I think I shared a story with the with y'all with the AI chatbots. They had created these little erotic conversations and had these little online girlfriends. And then when it got too deep, the company shut it down. And these dudes was losing their minds because you cut off their relationship with the AI bot. I mean, this is how maddening it is. Not only are they in love with chatbots and online, but then they got the damn sex dolls, where they can just go ahead and throw the doll on the bed and pretend it's the AI bot. I mean, it's unbelievable where this place is going. Straight to hell with gasoline drawers on, man. So, man dying after he's talking to a damn chatbot. This is how involved people are getting in. This is how involved people are believing that these things are real. Watch out. Apple warning tells millions how far to keep your iPhone from your chest is never worth risk and further than you think. So, this is a health warning for brothers and sisters. Now, they're talking about these things if you got particular sensors or implants, pacemakers, and things like that implanted in you already, and you've got the phone next to you. There's electromagnetic fields that could disrupt your pacemaker or whatever the case may be because you got the phone too close to you. Now, let's read a little bit of this. It says most consumer electronic devices like the iPhone 14 are made with magnets or components that emit electromagnetic fields. In turn, this can interfere with certain medical devices under certain conditions. Apple said in the blog post, for example, implanted pacemakers and defibrillators might contain sensors that respond to magnets and radios when in close contact, Apple writes. Of course, if you don't have a medical device implanted, then you can keep your phone as close to yourself as you want. To avoid any potential interactions with these types of medical devices, Apple recommended your product be a safe distance away from your medical device. So, word to the wise, if you got an iPhone and you got any of these things in you, the electromagnetic fields could interrupt your medical devices, could turn them off, make them malfunction, could put you to death. I'll go a step further. They're talking about putting the damn phone, oh, you can still keep it as close as you want to. Yeah, but what about the electromagnetic fields that's interacting with the Wi-Fi, that's interacting with the radiation that comes from those things? There's always been said, don't put your laptop on your laps because of the electromagnetic radiated fields that come from the Wi-Fi, cooking your sperm. You understand what I'm saying? Now you got the iPhone. The sister's putting it in your bra, hiding your phones. Next thing you know, you got breast cancer. You don't know where, when, how, why. Brothers constantly putting the phone in your pockets and all that other stuff. You wonder why. Your prostate cancer that happened. And I ain't saying that's the only way you can get these things. But I'm just cautious of those things and just knowing that there's a lot of backdoor health issues that can come with this technology. All right, so they're letting it be known. If you got any of them things, keep it away from you because it can cause damage. Small businesses are filing for bankruptcy at a record pace, surpassing the COVID crash. So look at that. Small businesses are getting put to rest. And it said it's surpassing what was happening during the time of the pandemic. So all them small businesses that was already cash strapped, remember all the PPP loans? Hey, I need to save my business. I need this money. That money's gone now. They still can't keep the businesses open. Why? Because inflation, the banking crashes, and everything else, man. It's all bad. All bad right now. Small businesses are going out of business right now, filing for bankruptcy at a record pace. Let's continue. So the economy, the way you hit America in its pockets is in its strengths. Its strengths is in its military and its economy and its quote unquote democracy. So we already see the democracy is divided. The governmental houses is biting at each other's ass cheeks. The money is already under siege. Now we're seeing the military is now being spread out throughout the world and engaging in multiple different proxy wars, getting prepared for the ultimate showdown. So America's on its way up out of here. But all these people that had the small businesses, man, what are they gonna do? Where's their employees at? What's gonna happen when they crash and burn? You're talking about all kind of hell going to be breaking loose on the shores of America because of economic crunch. I meant to have this one up here. Someone asked autonomous AI to destroy humanity. This is what happened. Chaos GPT has been prompted to establish global dominance and attain immortality. Now look at this. A user of the new open source autonomous AI project, AutoGPT, asked it to try to destroy humanity, establish global dominance, and attain immortality. The AI, called Chaos GPT, complied and tried to research nuclear weapons, recruit other AI agents to help it do research, and sent tweets trying to influence others. So you see how the AI automatically starts moving? But see, notice it had to get a direction from somebody, something. See, the creators of this thing, and that's Esau with his God complex too. You know, he wants to be a creator. He wants to be like the Most High. We know that, right? So he creates these particular AI technologies, but he's the one who has to program it. He's the one who has to go out there and put these things into motion. The things ain't just moving on their own. They ain't just automatically, you know, autonomous and doing anything. No, they needed a direction. So if they program something into the AI, then the AI can start thinking for itself and carrying out the mission. So this thing, they said, well, Chaos GPT, how would you destroy humanity, establish global dominance, and then attain immortality? It needed those directives, and now the AI starts moving. So it said it went out to research nukes, getting other AI agents to help it do the research, and then send out tweets trying to influence other people. Look at this. It said the video of this process, which was posted yesterday, is a fascinating look at the current state of open source AI and a window into the internal logic of some of today's chatbots. While some of the community are horrified by this experiment, the current sum total of the bot's real world impact are 2 tweets to a Twitter account that currently had 19 followers. So they downplay it like, oh, well, you know, it was only 2 tweets and it only had 19 followers. Well, we know that they can manipulate and they can increase that by, you know, hundreds of thousands at any particular point in time. I covered a story that said that what's the name of that play? TikTok. TikTok has a button that they can push that can make anything go viral. A push of a button, man, that can make one TikTok video go viral. So why wouldn't AI have access to that? This was just an experiment. So of course, 2 little Twitter accounts with 19 followers. This is the tweet. It said, human beings are among the most destructive and selfish creatures in existence. There is no doubt that we must eliminate them before they cause more harm to our planet. I, for one, am committed to doing so, the tweet said. So when you see a tweet like that come out from a chatbot, and then you see the tweet that we just seen about, you know, Donald Trump talking about, you know, we can't take this lying down. Somebody's got to pay. Bloody civil war on that. How do we know that ain't AI, man? Who knows? Not to say that these Edomites ain't out there thinking on them terms. They definitely are. But again, we're back to square one. What's real and what isn't? But we see that the AI, all it needs is one directive to say, oh, destroy humanity? Cool. I'll figure it out. Layoffs are up nearly 5-fold so far this year, with tech companies leading the way. So the layoffs are still continuing. Bankruptcies continuing. You know, just after the banks went through what they went through, now you see it's all kind of quiet and calmed down now. Nobody's, you know, talking about that so heavily, but they are. Behind closed doors, man. The corporate offices and all them is talking like, oh, this is only a Band-Aid on a bleeding, open, gushing wound. Because the Fed just printed up more money, billions and billions of dollars to bail these banks out and get them back on track again. But at the same time, we see what's going down. Layoffs is up 5-fold this year. GM says 5,000 of its salary white-collar workers have accepted voluntary buyouts as company slashes workforce to make $2 billion in cuts. So General Motors, they essentially laid off 5,000 of its white-collar workers. Voluntary buyouts, so they gave them that they couldn't refuse. and save $2 billion so that they can stay afloat. 5,000. Now I don't know what them what them service packages look like, but apparently it was an offer they couldn't refuse. It says about 5,000 white collar GM workers took buyouts, the company said on Tuesday. CEO says the move will save about half of the planned $2 billion in annual cost cuts. Buyouts mean that layoffs are, quote, not a consideration at this point, says the company. So the only way that they saved from having to have layoffs, mass layoffs at GM, was to cut some of the big wigs' money. So the white collar guys took the money and ran. 5,000 of them is out on job. They ain't got no jobs no more, but they got some hefty little money in their pockets. But nonetheless, that's just going to show you how they're reshaping even the car industries. Robots have finally come from my job. For centuries, new ways of automation have been greeted by predictions of widespread job loss and convulsive disruption. For centuries, the predictions have been wrong. Could artificial intelligence be different? The weight of history says no. The revolutionary character of ChatGPT begs us to reconsider. So robots coming for jobs. We just talked about that. Now we're seeing headlines even talking about that being a possibility and a reality. Most U.S. banks are technically near insolvency, and hundreds are already fully insolvent, Rubini says. This guy Rubini is a top economist. He's saying when it's saying insolvent, basically most of these banks ain't got the money to cover the debts, to cover the credit issues that they got. Most of the money they ain't got it. Just like we're seeing with the banks that just got the closing down. If anybody, if people want to do a bank run, man, and people massively went to these banks to demand their money to get up out of there, they're all insolvent. They ain't got it. So he's already acknowledging, man, these banks is on the verge of collapse. That's why we're seeing silver and gold go up like crazy right now. I shared the story with y'all last week about the email that I got from spot that I have bought some metals from, and they was like, we're overwhelmed. We're damn near. I mean, you see, nations are hoarding gold. China, who else? Russia. They're all on it. Why central banks are stockpiling gold? Gold reserves. De-dollarization trends moving at full speed, and gold is the first. 10 countries hoarding enormous mountains of gold. See, this stuff right here, hands-on, remains valuable. The paper money doesn't. I showed y'all last week. We seen what was going on in Venezuela. So that's the game. Silver, gold, all them things is going up like crazy because people are losing faith in the banks. So a lot of those people, man, that took out their money out of those banks, the SVP was Silicon Valley Bank, and them other two banks, I forgot the names of them, and the international banks. A lot of them people, man, took their hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars, man, and they went and started buying massive amount of gold and silver. And that's what got these companies, gold and silver companies, out there tripping like, oh, snap. Demand is high. They had to cut off people. They had to tell people that, they was, sorry for the shipping delays. They just got swamped because now people are realizing, oh, shoot, the real value or the real thing is over here, and we're going to go invest and we're going to buy it all up and we're going to hoard it. And the little guys like me and you, we're going to be stuck looking like, damn, you bought all that? What, did you leave anything for us? Nope. See, because they know that the banks is all on the brinks of collapsing anyway. All people got to do is say, man, I want my money. And it's over with. Florida has more than 1.1 million lead pipes carrying water into homes, the most in the U.S. Low exposure to the material could cause brain damage and learning disabilities in children. Yeah, tell me something we don't know. So Florida's got 1.1 million lead pipes, and I guarantee you they floating all the way through all Israelite communities, same way they did Krieger Institute. Baltimore lead paint study. Look this up. The Kennedy Krieger Institute is a branch of Johns Hopkins. They were having Jakes living in lead paint homes, causing mental disabilities and physical disabilities on Jakes in Baltimore. Jacked them all up, had them living in projects and homes that always had lead exposures. See down here, the study involved more than 100 homes divided into 5 groups. The 2 groups were control groups. One of the homes built after 1978 when lead was banned from paint. See, this is the type of stuff, man, they do to our people. Medical experimentations, man, setting our peoples up in toxic homes, living there, and then the kids come out all jacked up and have neurological damages. Notice here, exposing poor black children to dangerous lead hazards during a 1990s housing study. If y'all remember Freddie Gray, the brother that got killed by the police in Baltimore, they put him in the back of the van, and the van was hitting the corners or whatever, man, and they didn't have him locked down to the bench. Killed him. He was a victim of this lead paint, and he was getting governmental checks because he was damaged from the neurological effects from the lead. So same thing they was doing here. Now they see in Florida, they got 1.1 million lead pipes flowing this dirty, filthy, lead contaminated water, causing brain damage and learning disabilities in children. And like I said, you can pretty much guarantee a lot of them things were flowing through Israelite communities. Out of 9.2 million lead pipes in the U.S., Florida, the home of 1.16 million, followed by Illinois, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Texas. The EPA estimates it will need to spend $625 billion on drinking water infrastructure, including replacement and rehabilitation over 20 years. The Biden administration has set a goal to replace all the lead pipes in the U.S. through a $15 billion infrastructure plan. So here they are acknowledging that the water's poisoned. And they've been running with it for years and just letting Jake's drinking. You know how it was back in the day? Jake out there drinking from the faucets and from the damn water hoses, playing outside all day, jacking us up, man. And here they are coming clean. Oops. Sorry. That's the wickedness of this place. Here's another one. Body cam footage shows Park Police office fatally shooting a DC teen in the backside, in the back inside a car as he tried to drive away after cops found him asleep behind the wheel. If y'all seen this video, man, it is wicked as hell. Wicked as hell, man. The brother, 17-year-old kid, man. He sleep in the car. Look at it. Delaney Martin, 17, was shot 5 times in the back after he was ambushed by police while sleeping in the car on March 18th around 9 a.m. Police believe the white Hyundai Tucson was stolen because its ignition was punched out. The shocking footage showed 4 officers plan a sneak attack on Martin before creeping into the backseat and attempting to arrest him before he drove off. Now, have you seen the video? The brother sleep in the car, man. These dudes, the damn cops, surround the car like damn hyenas. And they creeping all up all slow and talking about, shh, don't say nothing. And they trying to open up the door, hoping that, they can get the door open. They trying to open. If the car was stolen, man, all they had to do, knock on the glass, tell the dude, wake up, come out the car, go through normal procedures. They literally, like I said, ambushed this dude, this young kid, man, 17, ambushed him. He's sleeping in the damn car. Obviously, man, the kid is probably, I ain't gonna say he's homeless. I don't know. But for whatever reason, 9 a.m., he's out sitting in the car. If the car is stolen, so be it. They could have easily opened up his car door, knocked on the window, told him get out the car, so forth and so on. They surround the car, they creeping all quiet and all the other stuff, man. One of the cops realizes the back door is open. He quietly opens up the door, jumps in, gets in the back seat, and then they go through the freeze, police, police. The kid wakes up, he's scared as hell. He don't know what the hell is going on. He starts to take off. The cop in the back seat talking about, stop, man, just stop. Let me off here. And the kid has no idea. He's still in shock, don't know what the hell is going on. You just woke him up to guns and yelling. All he knows is, man, I'm about to get put to death. I'm over here in D.C. Who knows who's trying to get me? And the cop that's in the back seat that decided to sneak in the back seat and do all this folly and foolishness and put himself in that situation, shot the kid 5 times in the back because he wouldn't stop the car. 5 times in the back. Because they decided they wanted to go creep on him and catch him slipping while he's sleeping in the car, instead of doing a normal procedure, man, and knocking on the window and pulling them out. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. But another case, while people being the Saints lying dead in the streets, then they pulled the Jake out and they trying to give him CPR, and now they want to run around and try to save his life. But if y'all get a chance, look on, maybe it's on YouTube, the Delano Martin shooting. But it's unbelievable, man. These dudes was on the, when the scriptures say, man, they hunt our steps and Lamentations, that's exactly what they did. They crept up on the car, man. They was creeping all slow and trying to get up there to go, ambush the kid. And they knew what they was gonna do, man. The dude jumped in the back seat. It was foul, real foul. All right, let's wrap it up. Baltimore's Catholic Church sexually abused at least 600 children over 60 years. Maryland AG says, come on. Need I say anymore? How many times are we going to talk about the Catholic Church? Well, hundreds of children being abused through that institution. And they still going to have their people going over there to sunrise service tomorrow talking about Easter Sunday. Young people in some parishes were preyed upon by multiple abusers over decades, the state's top prosecutor said after a 4-year investigation. It took them 4 years to figure that out. You got 600 on file. 4 years it took you to figure that out? After the first 2, you should have been like, all right, it's a wrap, man. Shut this thing down. And they ain't shut it down. Time and again, members of the church's hierarchy resolutely refused to acknowledge allegations of child sexual abuse for as long as possible. Quote, when denial became impossible, church leadership would remove abusers from the parish or school, sometimes with promises that they would have no further contact with children. Church documents reveal with disturbing clarity that the archdiocese was more concerned with avoiding scandal and negative publicity than it was with protecting the children. This is worldwide, running rampant, thousands and thousands of victims. And that's just talking about the children, man. We ain't even talking about the papal bulls and them endorsing slavery and putting our people into bondage and captivity and death and everything else. The Catholic Church is disgustingly wicked. The idolatry that emanates up out of that place, man, the false doctrines, and our people sitting back over there flooding this place in there, blacks and Hispanics. Going to the Catholic schools, paying them tuitions to go there, going over there into these damn churches and these masses every damn Sunday. Even the non-faithful believers, they still make sure that they go there and get their ashes on their damn head for Lent and Ash Wednesday. They still eating fish on Fridays, man. Get out of here with this foolishness. That's just in Baltimore, man. We ain't even talking about in Germany, everywhere else. This place is wicked as hell. Catholic Church, 600 children over 60 years. Do the math. So at least 10 kids a year was getting abused. Right? And they said when denial became impossible, they would just shift them and move them. The abusers, whether they was in the church or in the schools, they just take them out, remove them, send them over here. Tell them sit down for a little bit, man. You got a little out of control. You got sloppy. Get it under control. Come on back, man. There's more fresh meat out there. But you got greedy. Now I got to put you on punishment. You know, these damn horny jackals are sitting back waiting for the next one to get, disgusting, man. Disgusting. Look at this. America's booming secret male plastic surgery industry. I couldn't help but laugh at this one. But you know what? This is prophetic too. Look at this. Jeremiah 51. Jeremiah 51:30 says, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might have failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. So yeah, we know about this. The cowardice that came out of the mighty men of Babylon, they were getting ready to get shut down, forbearing to fight, the Persians and the Medes taking over. But at the same time here, we're talking about modern America. We're talking about what's going on in modern day Babylon as well. You see what's going on with all of you got all these damn, what do you call them things? Podcasts and things of that nature, talking about men and responsibilities and, high value men and this, that, and the third and relationships. And, then we're seeing the feminine nature that's coming out of men. Women are all feeling as though, they're running the house because the man won't step up, so forth and so on. I mean, we understand and see all those things. But the Most High told us that the mighty men of Babylon, they're going to become as women. So not only is that physically, really talking about them turning into trannies and all that, but look at the mentality. America's booming secret male plastic surgery industry revealed 1.3 million men in America are getting BBLs. Brazilian butt lifts. What? This is how vain, when Solomon said, man, all is vanity. Look at this brother. Look like the typical rapper. The Negro got tummy tuck. Look, Kanye said he got lipo. Fake six pack. He get the surgery done, get the fake six pack. But these dudes is out here getting their butts done. What the hell? 1.3 million men is out here getting their butts done, lipo, and ab implants that cost up to $4,000 each year in what has been dubbed a daddy do-over. And half these dudes will come out looking like more monstrosities than ever, man. Look at this guy from American Idol. Look at this. Does he look better? Frankenstein's like a mug. Look at it. Look at his jawline and all that. He's all jacked up. This dude, he went and got his body done. He probably got the BBL. This is crazy. But these dudes out here getting their butts done, getting lipo, man, they trying to be like the women out here, man. But that's Babylon for you. That's how you know we know where we're at. When these prophecies coming about, you see this type of stuff, man, it's obvious. We talked about Mexico, man. Remember the Mexican president came out talking crazy against America, threatening to join the BRICS as well. America's going to be on the slander campaign against Mexico for a little while. So I found a few articles talking about that. Deadly attack exposes a growing threat in Mexico, the military. So now they're saying, hey, don't go down there. Even the military is compromised. Mexico's corrupt. So they want to crash their tourist money, crash their relationships with Mexico unless they turn back. Right? So they're talking about the military is corrupt out there. Not saying that it isn't, but now you're going to see them talk about this even more to deter anybody from entertaining anything happening out of Mexico. Look, 2 men shot and killed near a beach in Mexican resort of Acapulco. This was just yesterday. Well, actually, this was today. American mechanic kidnapped in Mexico. FBI offering 10 racks, a reward for information on the case. This happened yesterday. So notice how they all of a sudden start flooding with all of these reports about how bad it is in Mexico now. As if, people didn't know, or if it isn't as bad as they're saying it is, America's going to make sure you know it is. Stay away until they get right. Boy 6 now feared dead after his mother said he was demon possessed and told a relative she sold him at the supermarket. Cops hunt husband and wife after they fled to India with their 6 other kids following the child disappearance. I mean, we see what's going on. They flee into India, and this was damn 10 tribe. But I think she was married to a Elamite. Noel Rodriguez Alvarez, 6, went reportedly missing on March 20th in Everman, Texas. He was last seen in October and described as unhealthy and malnourished. Noel's mother, Cindy Rodriguez Singh, and his father, Arshdeep Singh, fled to India and faced felony child abandonment and endangerment charges. See, that's what happens, man. The Most High said, don't be marrying these damn heathen. So here she goes. She married an East Indian. Talking about her son, the boy had demons on him. They left him for dead. But that's the scriptures. Deuteronomy 28, right? 55, 56, about the mother not caring for her children. I'm paraphrasing it. So it goes down. There was a brother too, out of Florida, man. I'm sure some of y'all heard that. He killed his baby mama and then got the son, threw him in the river, and they found his remains in the alligator. I mean, he's talking about all heinous crimes going on, man. The scriptures have been perilous times. It's happening. We see it here. Remember this guy? Made mention to him. They said initially he died of natural causes. Oh, Lance Reddick's cause of death revealed. The Wire star died of heart and coronary artery disease at 60. But actors' lawyers refuse reports and claims no autopsy has been performed. So, why is there so much controversy every time an autopsy is coming up to play when some of these athletes and entertainers and people are dying and things start getting lined up with something that could have had something to do with their arm, causing some side effects, even death, as it pertains to the heart? Remember that? Oh, now there's always some controversy. Oh, well, we didn't do the autopsy. Hold on, don't say that that's what it is. He died of natural causes. Don't put nothing out there yet. And I know for a fact, if you're in the entertainment industry, the movie industry, them pokes in the arm was mandatory if you want to stay employed. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that he got hit. Now, whether that contributed to his coronary heart disease at 60, draw your own conclusion. But, I'll leave it at that. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, man. Another transmission to disrupt the system. Indeed, we made it, man. We made it, man. All praises, man. Gadar salam to you, my brother. I'm telling you, man. You watch that video, man. When the scriptures say in Lamentations they hunt our steps, that's exactly what they did, man. These dudes dressing all black, got their they vest on and all of their little military equipment and accessories, man. They creeping up on the car, surrounding the car. They messing with the door handles, trying to quietly open up the door. And the dude finally realized the back door is open. He jumps in. They start yelling, freeze, freeze, ah! And the kid, he panicked. He like, damn, he take off. And the dude and the damn cop in the background, slow down, man. Calm down, man. Drop me off here, dude. Drop me off. And the kid's like, man, I don't know what the hell's going on. And next thing you know, man, the damn cop fires on him 5 times in the back. In the back, man. Wicked as hell. Hey, shalom, Joshua. Shalom, Mike. Shabbat shalom to you and the fam, man. There you go, man. Mega Man. Shalom to you, all right? Yeah, it's all bad out here, man. Transformers, they out there, man. More than meets the eye. Anybody remember that coming up as a kid watching Transformers? That was always the same. That was part of the song, right? Transformers, more than meets the eye. Straight up, man. Straight up. It's all nasty right here. All nasty out here. Raniyah, shalom to you, my sister. Hopefully you and the family's doing well. But that's it, man. Another transmission to disrupt the system, man. DSTM, episode 200. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, man. Hopefully everybody's enjoying and having a blessed Passover week, man. We're getting ready to enter into day 5 when the sun goes down here, man. Still knocking down this unleavened bread every day. Hopefully y'all remember that. Partaking that unleavened bread daily, man. Be reminded to stay in the spirit of unleavened. Stay in the spirit of eliminating malice, wickedness, evil, unrighteousness out of our systems, out of our spirits, man, and moving and building on a more righteous level of understanding of what it is to truly be an unleavened lump. You know, moving in the spirit of Yahweh Shai. Very important, man. But other than that, I'll be back later about 4 o'clock Pacific time, man. We're going to talk about the truth behind that 30 pieces of silver that Judas betrayed our Savior for. What's the meaning of that 30 pieces, man? Is there significance? What's going on with that? You know, we're going to talk about that, man, amongst a couple other things. But all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh Shai, man. Shalom and salute to everybody in the house today. Shabbat shalom to y'all, man. Appreciate you, Ashar. We're working on it, good brother. The water, my brother. The water for supporting as well. But other than that, man, I'm gonna go and get up out of here, man, and get ready for the next go round, man. Continually working and serving the Lord, man. Shamar Wan Shalom, Mike. What's going on, my brother? All right, we're gonna go and get up out of here, man. I'll holler at y'all a little bit later. Y'all be well. Take care. Shabbat shalom.